in the commercial break, no one will guess what we were talking about. You were giving me recipe ideas.
Yes, we was talking about, you said it start with a G.
Yes.
And a Creole recipe, and I said griot.
Yes.
Griot, which is a pork dish. And I was saying, so in my family, my wife, my sister, my mama, amazing cooks. But I was saying one day, I need you to come to Jersey, and I'm gonna bring you to Emily. She's like a little aunt, I consider her aunt, and put you in the kitchen with those old school, like Haitian women that's cooking it from the pots, and they'll give you a whole griot tutorial.
I will leave making my griot. As I said to Wyclef, I think I've mastered a good jollof, and now I've moved on to this griot, and I don't know if I can you told me I need hours.
No, we got you.
See, they said yes.
You see, yeah, but I would love you.
You're gonna hook me up.
I got you.
It. Going back to family, you grew up with the family, the Jackson 5 of gospel.
Yes, I have.
You played 10 instruments. Our audience knew that.
Yeah.
10 instruments.
Yeah. Well, I would say like the gift of instruments, anybody who's watching this who's a preacher kid, like the idea is like whatever comes to the church, you gotta learn it. So if it's a pipe organ, if it's an accordion, if it's a trombone, anything. So I would say like the gift of instruments helped me, because when my boys was outside doing what they do, whether they were balling or different things that were going on, I just was obsessed and can pick up instruments one at a time. And for Sunday, when it came to Sunday, you know, we would definitely, it was like club church on Sunday, literally, that's what it was.
But it's what amazing to me is that you've told this story, and I still love it, that your family didn't know you could rap. Until this talent show at school, you kept it a secret.
Well, I couldn't rap because my father is Haitian first, right? Then he comes to America, right? And then he says, you're gonna be three things now, right? He said, you're Haitian American, now you're gonna be three things. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. But he did it with an accent. Doctor, lawyer, engineer, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pick one, and then so, growing up in the church, it was like, if you was doing that kind of music, it would have been considered, at the time, my father didn't understand what rap was. He used to call it drug dealer music, you feel me? And then so, I used to battle rap as a form of, it was like a defensive mechanism, because it would get me into less fights, you know, like the 8 Miles movie. So my dad never, ever came to a Fuji show or a show ever. The only show my dad attended was when I performed at Carnegie Hall, and I tricked him, and I told him it was gonna be a gospel show. That's why I showed up.
That's wild. Yeah. That was in 2004?
Yeah, like
2004, because that was on your list of things you wanted to do. When you looked out, your dad is there, you tricked him. It's a list, he had listed Carnegie as that dream thing.
Yes.
How do you explain that, especially with this man there that you looked up to your whole life?
I mean, so what was amazing was, so my wish list, writing this whole music, putting it together, Destiny Child, Stevie Wonder, Mark Anthony, Mary J. Blige, Whitney Houston, it goes on. And I just stopped and I was like, yo, my father, because to me, that was like the most important thing for me, like to see like his son did something with his life in America, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You also at that concert, you introduced your high school music teacher.
Yeah.
You talked about what an impact she made on your life. And you've inherited that because you're now partnering with the largest nonprofit music education program in the world. I think it's called Music Will.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And those kids from Music Will is just amazing. There they go, the amazing rock stars right there. So I would say like the connection with Music Will, when you see me with that high school teacher, that's where it was, where a teacher becomes like your second mom. And the idea of like these public schools, they are teachers that still care for their students, especially like with us in these rural areas, right? So there's situations that's happening at home, and sometimes school is really supposed to be an escape. So this music teacher, she nurtured us, she took us under her wings. Can you imagine, I came from the island. I always say I'm the American dream, right? Because I come from the islands and I'm barely 17 and I'm barely 16 and I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to compete in a jazz competition in Pasadena, California. This is all because of this woman, Valerie.
I know Was it earlier this month, you saw the kids in the theater program, and then coming up on April 9th at their annual benefit concert, you are going to be honored with Sarah Bareilles, Jackson Brown, Kristen Chenoweth, Music Will benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it feel to have all of these young kids? I mean, we know you as Wyclef Jean.
Yeah.
They know you as an icon. They don't know a world where you are not a music icon.
Yeah, and again, I would say that the most important thing for me about this award is that I want all of the youth that are watching this to understand, you know, the world is really in your hands, and you literally can make a difference, you know. The other day, I was at a repast with my cousins, and I'm always telling them, because they just see me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, dude, I ain't gonna say the fast food restaurant, but I was like, yo, I literally was that dude, like you would show up and I'd be like, hello, can I take your order? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whatever you wanna do, you really can do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, Music Will, it represents that example, you know, where we vest in the youth. The youth is the future. So I'm excited about what all these
Congratulations on, that's a huge award. Okay, your performance is coming up, but I got Carnival. You may be brewing something there.
Yeah.
That was your debut solo album.
Yeah.
Gone to November is my favorite song. I could listen to that song all day, it just speaks to me in this way. And you present the Carnival, you may be presenting us something else soon?
Yeah, I think that new music, new vibes, new energies coming soon. Not only am I gonna do something that feels like the Carnival, so now in the next like 2 years, you're actually gonna come to a Wyclef Jean physical place called the Carnival.
A physical destination for us?
That's right, so I'm gonna be building my first like immersed culinary performance. And you know, when it comes to performing, you know, that's like drinking water for me, so.
Okay, let's have some water then. Because coming up, Wyclef is going to perform in a daytime exclusive, his Grammy-nominated hit song.